I was sitting in my apartment on a Tuesday afternoon reading the paper when my daughter called and asked if I was lonely, just like that. Dad, are you lonely? I told her no. She didn't believe me. She said, "You're alone all the time. How can you not be lonely?" I told her those were two different things. She didn't understand. Most people don't. I'm Eugene Johnson, 84 years old. I've lived alone for 6 years since Lorraine died. And no, I'm not lonely. Not the way people think I should be. Maybe you're younger, watching someone you care about live alone, wondering if they're okay. Maybe you're my age, living alone yourself, wondering if feeling fine about it means something's wrong with you. Either way, someone's probably decided that being alone equals being lonely. They're wrong. When Lorraine died, people started watching me, checking on me. My kids called more. Neighbors knocked on my door with casseroles I didn't ask for. Everyone waiting for me to fall apart, waiting for me to admit I couldn't handle it. I appreciated the concern, but it felt like they'd already decided how I should feel and what I should need. The first few months were hard, not because I was alone, because I didn't know how to be alone. For 43 years, there'd been another person in these rooms. Her routines shaped my routines. Her presence organized the day. When she was gone, I didn't know what to do with the time, with the quiet. I'd wake up at 6, make coffee for one instead of two, and sit at the kitchen table wondering what came next. My daughter suggested I move in with her. Just for a while, Dad, until you adjust. I told her I'd think about it, but I knew I wouldn't do it. Not because I'm stubborn, because I'd seen what happened to my own father when he moved in with my older brother after my mother died. He became a guest in someone else's life, careful not to take up too much space, grateful for every small thing. That's not living. That's waiting to die politely. So I stayed, alone, in the apartment that felt too big and too quiet and too full of Lorraine at the same time. I tried to fill the silence at first, left the TV on all day, background noise, voices, anything so I didn't have to hear how empty the place was. I'd fall asleep on the couch with the television still going, wake up at 3 in the morning to some infomercial and feel more alone than I had all day. That lasted maybe 2 months. Then one evening, the power went out. Storm knocked out the whole block. I was sitting in the dark, no TV, no lights, just me and the silence. And I thought, this is it. This is what I've been avoiding. Just me. No distractions, no noise to hide behind. I sat there for maybe an hour, listening to the rain, listening to nothing, and realized something. The silence wasn't the problem. My fear of it was. After that, I started turning the TV off. Deliberately. I'd sit at the kitchen table in the morning with my coffee and just be there. Listen to the building, the pipes creaking, the neighbor upstairs walking around, the sound of cars outside, small things, things I'd never noticed before because there was always something louder covering them up. I started building a routine, not because anyone told me to, because I needed something to hold on to, something that was mine. I wake up at 6 every morning, make coffee, sit at the same spot at the table, read the paper. That's mine, nobody else's. At 7:30, I take a walk. Same route every day. Down to the corner, through the park, back home, rain or shine. People probably think I'm too rigid. Maybe I am. But that walk is the part of my day I know I can count on. Lunch at noon, nothing fancy, sandwich usually, but I sit down to eat it at the table, never standing at the counter, never in front of the TV. I eat slowly, pay attention. That's something I never did when Lorraine was alive. We'd eat dinner together, but I was always half somewhere else, thinking about work, about what needed fixing, about tomorrow. Now I eat alone, and I'm actually there. Afternoons, I sit on the porch if the weather's decent. Watch the neighborhood, people coming and going, kids playing, dogs being walked. I'm not part of it exactly, but I'm not separate from it either. I'm just there, observing. That used to bother me, feeling like I was on the outside. Now I don't mind it. My daughter kept pushing. Dad, you need to get out more, meet people, join something. She meant well, but she was solving a problem I didn't have. I wasn't sitting at home miserable. I was sitting at home figuring out how to live again. There's a difference. I did try what she suggested. Went to the senior center a few times, card games, coffee, conversations about nothing with people I didn't know. Everyone was friendly enough, but I felt more alone there than I did in my apartment because I was surrounded by people trying not to be alone, and I could feel their effort, their need. It exhausted me. So I stopped going, stuck to my routine instead, my quiet, and people, my kids especially, they worried. They'd say things like, "Dad, you can't just sit in that apartment all day." But I wasn't just sitting, I was living on my terms, in my time, without anyone else's noise in my head. Then something shifted. I can't point to exactly when, but I started noticing I had more time for things I'd ignored my whole life. I started reading again, really reading, not skimming the paper, actual books. I'd go to the library once a week, pick up something new, fiction mostly, stories about people and places I'd never know otherwise. I'd read for hours, no interruptions, no guilt about neglecting someone or something, just me and the book. I started cooking differently too, not just eating to survive, actually trying things, recipes I'd seen Lorraine make but never attempted myself. Some of them came out terrible, some were decent, didn't matter. The point was I was doing something with my hands, creating something, even if it was just dinner for one. And here's the thing nobody tells you about living alone. You start to hear yourself think, really think, not the surface stuff, the deeper things. Questions you've been avoiding, regrets you've been burying, but also gratitude for small things. The fact that I can still walk, still read, still taste my coffee in the morning. When you're always around other people, their voices drown out your own. You're reacting, responding, performing. But alone, there's no performance. There's just you. And you either make peace with that person or you don't. I made peace with him, slowly, some days better than others. There are still mornings I wake up and the first thought is Lorraine's gone. And that hurts, but it doesn't break me anymore. I let it sit, feel it. Then I get up and make my coffee and the day starts anyway. People confuse loneliness with being alone. But loneliness is about disconnection. You can be lonely in a crowded room. I was lonely plenty of times when Lorraine was still alive. Not because of her, because of me. Because I didn't know how to be present, how to connect. I was there, but I wasn't really there. Now I'm alone, but I'm not disconnected. I talk to my daughter every Sunday, not out of obligation, because I want to. I have a few people I see regularly, not many, but enough, and the time between seeing them doesn't feel empty anymore. It feels like mine. There's a woman at the library, works there. We talk sometimes. Not long conversations, just small talk about books, what I'm reading, what she recommends. Her name's Margaret. She's probably 70, lives alone too. We've never had coffee or anything like that, but every Tuesday when I come in, she has a book set aside for me, something she thought I'd like. And I do the same for her, leave a note about what I finished, what I thought. That's connection. It doesn't have to be loud or constant or big. It just has to be real. I have more real connection now, living alone, than I had in years of living with people. Because I'm not just filling space anymore. I'm choosing who I let in, and when, and why. The apartment doesn't feel too big anymore. It feels right. I know where everything is, what drawer, what shelf. I don't have to ask anyone or accommodate anyone. It's mine, my rhythm, my rules, my quiet. And the quiet isn't empty. It's full. Full of thoughts I finally have time to think. Full of space to remember. Full of possibility for what the day might bring without anyone else's agenda pushing mine aside. I'm 84 years old. I live alone. And I'm fine. Better than fine. I'm present. I'm connected to the parts of life that matter. I'm grateful for what I have instead of resentful about what I lost. Loneliness isn't about how many people are around you. It's about whether you can sit with yourself without running, whether you can find meaning in the ordinary, whether you can build a life that's yours and feel okay about it. I can. Took me 84 years and losing the person I love most, but I can, and that's enough. Thank you for sitting here with me. If this meant something, I'll be here again.